Jennifer, you're trolling. How you gonna make Jesse your baby daddy when he can't even cook a steak? Besides, we've seen how he acts in a family setting.
Like, you know what this means to me?
Honey, I don't want to talk to you. I'm just here for the kids.
Everything is a lesson for us to be better.
So my dudes, welcome back to the #1 YouTube channel in the entire world. Today we're talking about Jesse on 90 Day Fiancé because he is on the single life with this other girl named Jennifer. They are the most vain couple I've ever seen in my entire life. Also, just so you guys know, me and Stephanie are no longer together, so I am 0-2 for the whole being engaged thing.
What? What an idiot!
However, mi amigos, this video is not about me, it is about Jesse and Jennifer. Let's take a look at this couple on the single life.
So how far is like...
To the hotel, like 40 minutes.
40 minutes?
Yeah, it's a little bit far.
Listen, as long as I'm in your presence, I'm good.
Okay.
I don't care where we are, what we do, as long as I'm around you. That's what it's all about.
For those of you that are unfamiliar with Jesse, he's the first person that fell victim to Darcy, or was it Darcy that fell victim to him because he was very shallow, very bitchy and catty, and he would often make fights out of nothing or some things that other guys would find very trivial. He seems like the kind of person that sits down at a restaurant and asks which bottled water it is, and if it's not Evian, he's not drinking it. Ah, yes, waiter, which year is this Pinot Noir? Those terrible impressions are the energy that Jesse constantly radiates. And to use an example to back up my claims, why don't we show a clip of him and Darcy fighting when he was trying to prepare a steak dinner for her children?
Like, you know what this means to me? Like, this is a big deal for me, man. And I'm, like, trying my best to open up.
You want gravy on yours?
Honey, I don't want to talk to you. I'm just here for the kids.
Not a problem.
Yeah, there's a lot of cagness in the room. Also, Jesse, did you make the steak in the washing machine? Why does it look like that?
Severe warning.
Darcy and her daughters thought they were gonna have a nice steak dinner and go to Flavor Town, but if you eat Jesse's steak, that's a quick trip to Diarrhea Town, my guy.
You fucking donkey!
I'm not really a fussy guy, but if someone served me this steak, I would slap them in the face. There's no char on the outside. It looks horrendous. I think a lot about Jesse can be summed up by how he prepared this steak. He's not really a man's man. He's more of a white wine kind of guy.
I'm a steak man. You know that.
Hey, don't even start with me with the whole, hey, you make videos covering 90 Day Fiancé. Are you a man's man yourself? Listen, shut up. I do what I need to do to pay the bills around here. I can't be a lumberjack, all right? I don't live in Canada.
Mommy was
I
just
was
a little
cooking a
upset.
steak. You
I
wanted
get
to cut it for yourself,
no,
right?
because I didn't want to get
you
portrayed like, no,
yeah.
I didn't. No, I know how my kids like their steak.
Are y'all serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
Both of you guys are acting like you're my age.
That was so uncomfortable. That was just crazy.
I have really bad ADD, so usually I don't actually watch the show. I just react to the highlights on YouTube, but I actually watched Darcy's segment with Jesse, and the arguments that they had were so trivial, and I feel like Jesse had a bad habit of making a situation way more dramatic. He would add so much fuel to the fire. He would yell at her about the most trivial things, or at least things that I find so stupid to argue about. For example, he yelled at Darcy because she stood on his shoes.
Oh, she was stepping on my shoe. Trying to put them on, stepping on it. Absolutely madness.
Wasn't trying to ruin your shoe. It was just my foot was cold. He's like, how would you like it if I did it to you? I was like, here, take my shoe. Take my $1,000 shoe. Go ahead and step on it. Here you go.
Yeah, dude, that's absolute madness. I can't believe she stepped on your shoes. You guys want to see my shoes really quick?
No.
Jesse has a really bad habit of making every situation more dramatic, and for this, it's like, as a partner, that's really exhausting. Jesse goes on to say that Darcy took off her Louboutins and threw them at him, and that's assault.
Threw it towards the bag, not at him.
Listen, I'm going away from you. I'm going to call the police.
Police?
So go away.
I didn't do anything.
Yes, you do.
Let's use this fight to highlight with Jesse's old relationship with Darcy because it really shows how it gets more and more dramatic as your relationship goes further with Jesse. And it gets to the point where he says things like, I'm gonna call the cops on you because you threw your shoes at me. I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe around you, Darcy. What a bitch, right? Like, Darcy's 5 foot tall. What is she gonna do to you, man? You tower over this girl. She threw shoes at you. Dodge that shit or catch that shit. I'm sure she doesn't have an arm. She's never played softball. Darcy tried many times during dinner to brighten up the mood, but Jesse ignored all of her efforts and instead just wanted to fight with her about anything. So Jesse wouldn't stop arguing with Darcy about something very petty, and then he said that it was all Darcy's fault and he just wanted to make a great steak dinner and really bond with the girls. Meanwhile, the girls all think that he's a crazy person and they just want him out of their house. But hey, that's the past. Let's focus on the future, and the future is Jesse and Jennifer. Jesse's opening scene for this season of The Single Life is like watching a gay porno. He's laying ass up on a bed and getting hit by tree branches that a Russian dude is holding. I thought Russians drank vodka. I had no idea they hit you with tree branches naked.
Gay!
To make the situation more awkward, Jesse's moaning hard like, "Oh yeah, daddy." And I'd like to sue 90 Day Fiancé for the damages to my eyeballs. At least provide a disclaimer first. Good God. Jesse's 28 years old and now lives in Kazan, Russia. Yet again, another ass shot I didn't ask for. Is it just me, or is there more nudity this season? Jesse says he's an entrepreneur from Amsterdam, but a year ago he ended up in Russia where he's working with a marketing agency. Jesse says he's pursuing his passion, which is traveling. For sure, dude, because we don't all like to travel. His whole bravado is the typical LA influencer. He even has the Instagram to go along with that because he says he has like 12 jobs. Bro, we all know you became a D-list celebrity from going on the show 90 Day Fiancé. We've seen you on the show. He even has a life coach page, which is jokes. I'm sure people are lining up the door to take life advice from you, Jesse. I got one question for him. Do you give free advice on your page about cooking the perfect steak, or does that cost extra, my guy? Jesse describes himself as an open-minded person that enjoys the finer things in life. He says he's, what's the word again? The complete package. Well, Jesse, I can see that you're a man of extreme culture, well-traveled, well-versed in all things luxury, but do you have 8 red-cheeked Pikachus? I don't think you do. Sorry I had to flex on you guys like that. I just didn't want Jesse thinking I was a peasant like you guys. I'm just kidding. Honestly though, from the way he talks, it's so like he's trying really hard to be like, I am an entrepreneur. I work in a marketing agency. I know all about luxury things. I've had a girl eat caviar out of my butthole.
What did he say?
But here's the problem with that. He just is so unrelatable that it's boring to watch because it's just it feels forced.
I work in a luxury travel space. I love to just indulge myself in the most beautiful luxury there is.
From this, it's very clear to me that Jesse really loves himself and he's doing everything he can to promote like he's a big winner so that he can sell his pyramid scheme or whatever he's trying to sell the general public. Really rich people don't talk like this.
Everything happens for a reason. And everything is a lesson for us to be better.
Golly gee, Jesse, thank you for that profound insight and life advice. I really appreciate it. And I'm very happy that you gave that advice out for free. Like, I think that's so nice that you did that. I would have assumed that you would have charged for that advice, but you gave it out for free. Next thing you know, they start playing a flashback about Jesse's relationship with Darcy. He says that at first he thought Darcy was really cute from all the photos. And then it all changed when he saw her in person because Darcy kind of catfished and did the thing where older women on the show really face-tuned the absolute shit out of their photos. Some of them even face-tuned so hard to where they look like a cartoon character. We're not gonna name names, but we know who I'm talking about. I don't wanna go too deeply into Jesse's relationship with Darcy because I've already played a couple clips about that in this video. I do wanna highlight the point that he himself brought up when he showed that iconic clip when Jesse gave Darcy an engagement ring and then said it's not an engagement ring, which is a mixed signal because you put it on her hand and it looks to me like an engagement ring, but he said that it's not. So he would constantly give this girl mixed signals. I've talked briefly in other videos about taking accountability for your words and actions, and Jesse clearly hasn't done that because this is what he has to say after 4 years of reflecting on the relationship that he had with Darcy.
But I also blame myself, right? Maybe I didn't do my due diligence or asking the right questions, right?
This dude is such a red flag. Let me get this right. So he had 4 years of reflecting on himself, his actions, everything, his past relationship with Darcy. He still hasn't come to terms with or can't see how it's weird that his fiance stepped on his shoes and he pushed her out of the room and threw a huge tantrum. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this guy must not have any friends that are dudes. There's no way that if I acted like this, my friends in my Discord would rip me to shreds. He says that after reflecting on all the bad things that happened with Darcy in that relationship, he is still very thankful for it. And I would assume that he would be thankful for it because Darcy gave him a career via social media and now he can go about his marketing business in Russia. I get more inquisitive when someone says that their job is marketing because that's such a broad answer. I feel like Jesse has 1 million followers on Instagram that he got from being on the show with Darcy. So is that his job, just to, you know, occasionally be cast on the show and then, you know, shout out brands or do brand deals on Instagram? That's probably what he means by marketing, but I like to be specific.
Hello. Well done.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was wild.
I just heard your I know.
Yeah, I was doing something else really. But...
Ew, he was doing something. You were doing the dirty. You were jerking it when the guy was hitting you with palm trees. That's a dirty joke, Jesse. I didn't like that one at all. Jesse introduces his friends in Russia named Kamala and Alina. Jesse goes on to say they're doing the Russian banya. It's one of his favorite things to do. It's like a spa experience. I'm actually not surprised that Jesse's main friends are girls. He has a lot of feminine energy, and I think if he was in a setting, let's say Buffalo Wild Wings with a bunch of dudes, they would all make fun of him. He just seems like the kind of guy that's not a bro's bro.
So what I'm looking now for is not so much that playboy lifestyle or even sleeping with a lot of women. I'm not interested in the short-term stuff anymore. It's not for me.
Okay, I see what he's doing here. So when a guy says this, he's basically saying that he has too much pussy to handle, so he's ready to get tied down now. I mean, honestly, I'm not going to take anything away from the guy. I think as a bachelor, like as a one-night stand, hear me out, ladies, I feel like a lot of girls would go for this guy. Now, after a week of seeing how he's like really temperamental and is trying to pick fights and really dramatic, I can't see him lasting in a relationship. Now I say that, but I think he can actually thrive in a relationship setting with Jennifer because she's just as confusing as he is. Jennifer's just as confusing as Jesse is because she says things like, I don't like men who are misogynists, I like to have control. Then they play a flashback of Jennifer talking to Tim and she says that, I want you to conquer me, I want you to be a man. From how good Jennifer's English is as a Colombian girl, that means she's been hooking up with a lot of English speaking dudes. I'll get to it later in the video, but she wants Jesse to be her baby daddy after one day of knowing him, which is a huge red flag, my guys. From this, clearly it's not about having genuine feelings for Jesse and instead about seeking financial stability. Jesse, as cringe as he is, can be manipulated and it's pretty easy. All she has to do is feed his ego. I think this girl's smarter than people give her credit for, but she's also just as sneaky. But I'm happy you both found each other and more importantly found a way back on TV because that's what this is really about. Jennifer also is dating another dude she grew up with named Kakua, but Jesse's got more clout, so she basically told Kakua they need to stop talking while Jesse visits her in Colombia. That's mad sus of her, and honestly, I feel for Kakua. Next J Balvin concert, I'm gonna get me and Kakua tickets because he needs to get his mind off these hoes, for real. Jennifer says she doesn't want Jesse and Kakua to meet in real life, and this is foreshadowing. All this means is that she gave it away. They're gonna meet in a later episode of the show. Thanks, Jen. Also, she says she feels kind of bad she let Kakua on. For sure, Jennifer. At least you waited until after he spent a bunch of money taking you on dates and trying to court you. Keep chasing fame and fortune. We can all see through it. Jesse and Jennifer, both models that are full of themselves. What could possibly go wrong? A lot can go wrong. Let's take a look at when they first meet each other right now. Jennifer says that she wants Jesse to twist her world, and if he can't do that, then he's just a fool. I don't know if that got lost in translation or that sounded cooler in Spanish, but you know, she's just gonna park that phrase right there. To be honest with you guys, they're kind of boring as individuals. I feel like they haven't really had to work on their personalities. There's this thing in psychology where if you're really good looking your whole life, you don't really need to work on your personality because you have no problem making friends. Also, from a viewer's perspective, it seems like they're thinking before they speak, and my advice to them is just be yourself. Even if you're weird, like show your weird side, show your real authentic self. Don't try to be like this perfect model Barbie and Ken thing because that's overplayed. No one likes that anymore. We'd much rather just talk to a real person. This is the moment when Jesse and Jennifer first meet. They do not run into each other's arms. In fact, they do not really seem like lovers. I understand that this is their first time meeting in real life, but even if that's the case, from Jesse's body language or from their lack of being able to talk about really anything, it seems like they're not actually together as a couple as much as friends that agreed to like go on the show.
I was like, after a year, we're here. You look amazing. So excited. Well, listen, yeah. You look amazing, babe.
Yo, Jesse, my guy, you already said she looks amazing. You said that twice, actually. It's funny to see them interact because you can tell they have nothing to talk about.
I made it.
So happy.
Yeah.
You did a long trip?
Was it a long trip? I don't know. You might have skipped geography, but he flew from Russia. Of course it was a long trip. I feel like this is the kind of couple that they're going to talk about the weather or some bullshit. This couple hits like NyQuil, huh? Are you kidding me?
I felt that energy, like, through the phone, but now it's just complete. I mean, like, I saw her standing there, and I was like, wow, she's very beautiful.
Wow, yeah, dude, I'm sure you feel the energy. I love how Jesse ends every sentence with she's beautiful. Like, that is the only thing he can comment on is this girl's physical appearance. Clap it up for this couple, guys. They're really selling like they're a legit couple. They're doing a great job. They have nothing to talk about. They got no jokes. They're in the car on the way to the airport. Jesse whips out his phone and takes a selfie of him and Jennifer, and he says, just for memories, which really means it's not worthy to go on the gram. But hey, what would you expect? Jessie didn't seem all that interested in her from the get-go. I mean, it only took him a year to hit her back on IG. The question is, how many other dudes did Jennifer send the "hi, how are you" to? Probably a lot of dudes. All English speakers.
So how far is like...
To the hotel, like 40 minutes.
40 minutes?
Yeah, it's a little bit far.
Listen, as long as I'm in your presence, I'm good.
Okay.
This dude needs to pick up the energy, all right? I don't know about y'all, but if we flew, even if we flew 20 hours and we didn't sleep on the plane or anything, I feel like you're in South America. I would be like, yo, where those margarita stands at? I'm ready to get lit. I'm getting ripped tonight. Like, I would be so animated in this girl's face, but he's flat. He's so flat. I'm actually kind of surprised at Jesse's lack of a personality because I feel like he's so cringe that any other guy would bully the fuck out of him. But has he not been bullied? Like, he did not need to develop a personality, which is kind of strange given how he acts. Like, no one in the Netherlands bullied this kid. I need to call my friends there.
Jennifer has a beautiful energy, so pure, so authentic. But I'm trying to be patient with the sexual chemistry. Because if you do it too fast, that it gets this, like, you know, different.
I think it's pretty hypocritical of Jesse to say this because he actually called out Tim, Jennifer's ex, for not wanting to get physical with her. He said he would have jumped that girl's bones as soon as he got there, if that was him. And now he's actually there dating Jennifer, and he wants to take his time to see if things check out with them, you know, spiritually and emotionally first. Dude, fuck you. My advice to Jessie is to be a man, all right? Score some Tusi, have her take you to that discoteca, play some J Balvin, and let her show you the Gluck Gluck 3000, my friend. And the highlight of the night, when you're blackout drunk and you get those good, authentic tacos, babe. Hold on, let's do it. Get the salsa music. Hold on. Whoa, what's happening? I don't know. That's how I feel when I eat tacos.
Gosh, I can't believe we are here. Like a year later, you know, it had to happen later because I wanted to be like, you know, getting to know you. So,
bro, it's crazy. It's like everything happens for a reason and life teaches you lessons or whatever. Jesse talks about energy more than a Dragon Ball Z character or a motherfucking Power Ranger. After a 45-minute drive, the couple checks into their hotel and gets ready for dinner. Jennifer wears a normal outfit for the occasion. Meanwhile, Jesse is dressed like he's going to his junior prom. Hey y'all, looks like we found Sick Freak, but where's Roy? No, but seriously, Jesse, dude, great call on the blue suit. Actually, this is a little bit embarrassing, but I'm trying to be an entrepreneur myself. Any way you can coach me up because I want to dress cool like you, man. I'm just trying to be mad luxurious and enjoy the finer things in life. While at dinner, Jesse tries to order wine and they are out of wine, and Jesse's like, how is this possible? Dude, just order a chicken barbecue plate with the banana chips and get a tequila. You're in Colombia. When the food arrives, Jesse's steak is rare and he's trying so hard to not throw a tantrum. I'm actually giggling like a schoolgirl while watching it. It's so cringe. That night, Jesse and Jennifer decided to take a huge step for their relationship. That's right, I'm talking sexual intercourse. Buttholes were licked. The next day they wake up and Jennifer tells Jesse that her and her daughter are a package deal and she wants them to meet up today. Jesse's like, shit, you should have told me that you had a kid before I swiped right. Just kidding. Nah, he didn't say that, but for sure he thought it was weird that he was gonna meet her kid the next day after piping. It's also mad awkward for the little girl because she's probably thinking, mommy, is this going to be my new dad? What about Kukui? Wait, was that the guy's name? No, Kukua. Shit. Looking at my notes, it was Kukua. My bad, Kukua. First round of drinks are on me at the J Balvin concert.
I love a good steak.
Well, guys, I think I'm going to end it on this note before I say a bunch of mean things. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment below, subscribe, follow me on Twitch and on Instagram right now.